A lot of people often tend to think tech art, oh, that's lots of programming or it's very rigid, right? But if anything, it's one of the more creative forms of art because you have to explore the unknown, right? And be comfortable doing that.
Absolutely. And you also get kind of a very high level view of the project. Like, as a modeler or character animator, you get very deeply involved in those specific areas, and because there's so many of these items in the game, you don't really get to see much else until you're actually playing. But from a tech art perspective, you kind of see the whole shooting match. It's you,
Mm-hmm.
you get to fiddle with everything from animation to texturing and shading to audio. It's it's a very it's not a boring line of work, to say the least.
So do you often get to concept your own designs that you were working on, or do you usually receive concepts from somebody else and then bring them to life with modeling and rigging and all of that?
Well, so by the time it gets to us, usually all the concept stuff has been done. There are extraordinarily rare occasions where we'll be guiding look development. Examples that come to mind include the map system.
Yeah.
Again on WoW, the map system was handled by the most excellent Trevor Rothman, and he we're trying to come up with POV icons, right? Like the icon you see when you come up on a dungeon entrance or whatever else. Like, it should be special, it should look cool, but it also can't take like a ton of Illustrator time or anything like that. So in that particular case, Trevor led on look development, and we generated kind of a toon shading method that could then be composited into the existing map infrastructure. So in rare occasions, yes, we do, but a lot of the time it's like, oh, here's a fully finished model, we need a rig. On the WoW team in particular, we would frequently reuse the base skeleton. Like Alex mentioned, the wings and having the night elf animations. That's a pretty standard production technique, actually, is to just reuse.
Yeah. Context for people who don't know what we mean by reusing a base skeleton. Imagine that you have a character that are very similar in size and weight, but maybe they just move a little bit differently, right? If you went through and made a whole new human skeleton, right, that might take a week on its own just to get started, and then you'll spend a day on every animation. In a complex game like WoW, you might have 100 animations on a character. So if you make a brand new character and a brand new skeleton and redo everything, you're redoing, 100 days of work for the one new character. But if you take the same skeleton, you can add all these extra details, different armor sets, different textures, etc., and reuse the animation on those characters, and then just tweak them a little bit afterwards to add some flavor or personality to it. And by doing this, you can dramatically save and improve the amount of content in your game and the variety of characters.
Absolutely correct. In fact, this is why it takes so long to add a new player race to the game, because it's such a deep system. There's so many weapons and so many specific weapon animations,
Mm-hmm.
and it all has to sync together. There can't be any gaps. Players complain when they can't do something on a new player race that they could do on another, and they're nothing if not vocal.